Hey everyone, Dorian here. Well, I'm pretty sure if you're a developer within Near ecosystem, you probably heard the term Pagoda Console, Developer Console, Developer Pagoda Console. I'm pretty sure you're wondering what it is and what's used for. I'm going to answer questions about the Pagoda Console in this video and give you a look and introduction into the platform. With that, let's get started. So what is the Pagoda Console? Well, it's an all-in-one tool that allows developers to interact with the contract's account methods with a rather convenient UI, get data analytics on deployed application with useful information such as user retention data, also the total number of transactions that are committed on a contract account, to name a few. You can also create alerts and triggers that react to on-chain conditions and provide an alert in the form of webhooks or Telegram messages and more. So in short, it's an all-in-one tool that allows developers to interact with and get analytical data on their smart contract account. Okay, so I think that's enough with the overview and summary. Let's jump right in to the Pagoda Console. Okay, everyone, to begin, I want you guys to head on over to console.pagoda.co, sign in, create your account, and then you should be exposed to this page here. Hit on the examples button and hit the non-fungible token example and click on deploy and explore contract. That's going to create a developer account for you. A developer account is simply an account that gets automatically generated and automatically funded with 200 testnet tokens for you to freely manipulate and interact with. What's cool about these developer accounts, again, is that because these are just testnet tokens, they don't pose any financial risk to you, and you can freely delete them or do whatever you want with them without any risk to the actual developer itself, which is really cool. So this is what the developer account name actually looks like. Again, there's no difference between this account and like a normal testnet account. It's just this is a whole different naming convention. You can add, in this contracts window in the Pagoda Console, you can add as many different contracts as you want. So when it says add contract, that simply means to add another account to this list. Every account on Near is an empty smart contract. And then every time we deploy a smart contract onto a Near account, that just simply means we're populating an empty smart contract with some sort of information with the .wasm file. So we're going to just go ahead and click on the contract name. And you can see this next window here, describing the recent transactions, the balance, and then the actual storage. The storage is the amount of state storage that's being taken up on this particular contract state, and this balance is just the amount of testnet tokens we have here right now. So then next thing I know, next thing we have to go do is contract ABI. So contract ABI is really interesting. It just exposes the contract methods that are existing within this particular WASM file. You can see like the method name, which is like this one says NFT approve, the parameter type or the parameter name, which is token ID, and the parameter type, which is of type string. So again, it's pretty useful. If you want to create your own ABI, simply go to Near ABI, this Near ABI repo, and install this into your application like upon your deployment phase, and it should automatically generate this ABI for you as well. And you can get more information at this link. I'll put this in the description for you guys below. Back to our Pagoda Console. I want you guys heading over to the interact button, and then we're gonna follow these like on-screen prompts here. So I'm gonna actually change this and re-sign back in. So first thing we have to do is connect our Near wallet to the Pagoda Console and make a function call access key for this particular contract account. So head over to my Near wallet. If you don't have it already, go to testnet.mynearwallet.com. You can go /create if you want. You can just enter in your testnet account name and then just follow the on-screen prompts to create your account. It's pretty straightforward. So again, that's testnet.mynearwallet.com to create your contract account or to create your account. I'm going to select blockhead29.testnet, hit next, hit connect, and then we should be good to go. So again, why is this interact page useful? If you're a developer, you have a few ways of testing out your contract methods outside of this. You can either create a demo front end with some buttons to make contract calls, or you can do what's more common and like use the Near CLI, which is like perfectly useful, perfectly fine. I do that all the time. But it can get rather annoying if you have to type in Near call contract name, method name, and then a stringified object directly into a CLI over and over again. So this gives you a much more robust and convenient way of entering in and testing out your contract methods. So every contract on Near has to be initialized. So this particular initialization function is called new default metadata. Initialization function is simply a function that can only be called once. Typically, it's called upon deployment, and that it's typically used to set the metadata for the contract. In this particular case, the only thing you have to pass in is the owner ID, which is of type string, which you can see right here. And you have these other cool little parameters here called gas and deposit. So gas is the amount of the amount of I guess like near gas you want to attach to a particular call to prepay for the gas. So what is gas in general? Gas is the cost of computation for a particular transaction on near. So again, gas is the cost of computation for a particular transaction on near. And then next up is deposit. A deposit is the amount of near that we want to send directly to this contract account. So let's just say you're using an escrow account. You have an escrow application and you're processing the deal of our house. You can send the, say, cost of the house to this escrow contract by attaching a deposit of near directly to the function call. Or if you want to buy an NFT, you can attach the amount that the NFT costs onto the function call through that deposit field. A deposit does not pay for gas. That's a question I get commonly asked. So they are two separate things. So I want to make sure that's clear. You can keep that 0 for now. You can also switch this between Yocto near and near. Yocto near is just 10. Is like near is like 1 times 10 to the 24th worth of near, and then there's just near. So keep that 0, keep this as 10, and just type in your account name that you signed in with. So I'm going to type in blockhead29.testnet, right? So I already wrote that here a while ago. So I'm going to hit send transaction, and then it'll give me a little notification on the bottom right hand corner that says transaction was sent successfully. And then here, if we were to wait for a little while, we can actually get the transaction details. But I want to move forward, and I want to head over to the alerts page for a second. So alerts are probably one of my favorite things about the Pagoda console. They're really cool because they can essentially give you information about changes or actions that have taken place on your contract account. So let's hit new alert and look at what we have for options. Hit this empty field and just click on this contract account name or dev account name. And that automatically populates for you, so I don't have to retype the entire thing. And I can select the condition that I want. So what's cool about alerts, again, is that they will literally just alert you if something happens to your account. So let's just say we have a successful transaction as our condition, which is what we're gonna be using for this example. Someone makes a call to my smart contract, and then it can send me that, it can notify me that someone made a successful call through in the form of a Telegram message, a webhook, or which makes calls to a specific endpoint, or an email, right? So we're going to be using email for this particular example. You can also see just to give you another use case, let's just say you have a DeFi project and you have some account with some large sum of balance, large sum near tokens, and that balance had a sharp drop. You probably want to know if that balance dropped sharply, right? So you can set up so that this Pagoda console will send you an alert in the form of a Telegram message and let you know that, hey, your account went down. You probably want to check it out. Or if you were having an NFT marketplace, you want to sell an NFT, you want to probably see when someone hit that purchase button, right? So you can specify the function that's being called on a particular account as well. So let's just click successful action as our trigger, and we're going to specify an email. So I'm going to use this temporary email that I created, and just hit copy here. If you go to temp-email.org, you can use that if you want to, or you can use your personal email. I'm going to hit create, and it's going to send that email a verification link. So I'm just going to wait for a hot second. And it says Pagoda email verification. I'm just going to hit this link, right, to confirm it. And then it says now it's ready to receive alerts. So I can see destination is verified and ready to go. So I have my email, my contract account name specified that I want to get alerts for, the conditions specified, and the email that I want the alert to be sent to. So I'm just going to hit create alert. And there we go. Our alert is created, which is really cool. Let's head back over to the contracts page, and then just click on our contract name again. Go back to interact, and then hit, let's just select new NFT mint. Give it a token ID of 1. Set your receiver name as to whatever you want. Let's just keep it blockhead29.testnet, or whatever your account name is. And then just keep this as an empty object for now. This is normally where the metadata, such as the media link, token ID, or whatever, like metadata would go. But for this example, we're just going to keep that metadata empty. And for NFT mint, we actually have to attach one near token to pay for storage of this new NFT, because the contract account will have to pay for its own storage it's used on its own state. So typically, that particular method is set up so that the user who wants to mint an NFT has to pay for the storage on behalf of the account. So it's typically a very a small cost, but still, it's still a cost. So I'm going to attach one near to that, and I'm just going to send that transaction. And because I attached a near, it's actually going to redirect me back to the near wallet to prove sending this near token, because this particular this particular contract account only has a function call access to my account, which is restricted access to my account, and the wallet itself has a full access to it. So it needs that full access key to sign off on sending near. Okay, awesome. So I just sent off that transaction. It's kind of loading here, but we're gonna check our email. So let's go back to here, go back from this page, go back to the list. Just gonna wait for a minute. And if this transaction was successful, I should get an email here. So awesome. Okay, so again, I can say successful transaction for this contract account name, which is what this whole thing is for. If I were to click on it, you can get a link to the Explorer for more details about it. And yeah, it's really, it's pretty handy. So you can see, yeah, succeeded, which is really cool. And then the token metadata actually here. So token ID 1, receiver ID, block ID testnet, then the empty metadata. So it's really cool. So now, one more feature I want to show you is this analytics feature. So let's go ahead and switch this over to mainnet, and we're going to actually look at a real mainnet account. And the account I want to look at is called, so I hit this plus account or add contract button. The account I want to look at is v2.reffinance.near. Reffinance is one of our major DeFi projects on the Near ecosystem. It's really cool. We encourage you guys to check it out. So I'm going to hit add. And then you can see contract added. Refinance here, see how many new tokens they have, and what's the storage of that particular contract account. This is just one of their many sub accounts. You can actually look up Refinance accounts contracts to see what other contracts they have. This is just one of them. Head on over to this analytics page and you can see a whole bunch of cool useful information about this. You can see total number of transactions. You can see the total number of transacted value, total number of users for this particular sub account. You can see what I think is really cool, the user retention rate, so how it drops off over time. This is particularly common curve for most applications, I think. You can even see the monthly active users as well, which is really useful. So this provides a really, really cool and convenient way to get information about your project and your application. Yeah, finally, what I want to show you again is just some additional resources. So you can use this to get redirected to Near Lake for indexing purposes. We have an upcoming API as well. You can take a look at right now. This is in the works still, but you can always you can come here and test it out if you want to. And yeah, this is mostly what you can do with the Pagoda Console. I'm gonna have another video shortly, so keep an eye out for this really cool thing you can do with alerts. This is again my favorite feature, and we're gonna have a lot of fun with it later on. Cool. So that's all I have for you guys today on this fairly short introduction into the Pagoda Console. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment below if you want to see more of. Stay tuned for some more videos about the Pagoda Console. Have some really cool activities we can do later on, so keep an eye out for that. With that, thank you guys for watching and have a wonderful day.